Now we are going to discuss about Gauss law applications, mainly to find out the field intensity. So applications of Gauss law. Applications of Gauss law to find out, mainly the purpose of here in this class, the purpose is to find out the electric field intensity. See, in previous classes in electrostatics, for finding a potential, for finding field distributions, you have used the integration method. Now they are taking element and finding the electric field due to small element and integrating over the limits to find out the total field. But this Gauss law mainly used for symmetrical distributions, so it is very easy to find out the electric field rather than applying the integration method, right. So here the first one is electric field due to a linear charge density, a linear charge density lambda. So I am taking a rod, of length capital L and has a given charge Q, so that what is linear charge density? You know that linear charge density means charge per length, so lambda is equal to Q by L. So for this I am taking a rod and the length of the rod is L, okay. Length of the rod is L and the charge has been given plus, so plus Q. So sometimes it is looking like a cylinder, but for understanding I am drawing like this. You can say take a rod like this also, no problem, okay. Now in the previous classes you might have taken some small element over there of small charge dq and finding the field at point P by dE and dividing it into the components dE cos theta and dE sin theta, and now again integrating for entire rod, you got the electric field. So that is the integration method you have used. But now I will use the Gauss law to find out electric field very easily. We will see how we can use. So I am here, I want to find field at this point P, which is at a distance some small r. So I want to find field at this point P due to this rod, okay na. Now so I am using Gauss law. So what Gauss has given, you just form a closed surface. The first thing is you must form a closed surface so that the charge should be closed, the charge should be enclosed. So what I am doing is, here I am taking a Gaussian surface, as it is symmetry, in a symmetry I will take, it is like a cylinder, so that I am taking Gaussian surface as a cylinder. See how I will take. So here I am taking one more point P here, one more point P here, one more point P here. So at these points the distance is same, so that field also same, and in the same way here also I will take. Now I will consider a Gaussian surface like this, like a cylinder I will take. So the Gaussian surface I have taken as a cylinder which encloses the rod, right. Now here we have, so this is the one area, this is one more area and it is closed, and you know this is a curved surface. So here I will take this area vector as A1 this area vector as A2, but you know that both are same, and so I can take this as A bar, first surface, second surface also A bar. Now if I take any element here, any element, at this element area vector dA will be like this, any element. Now I want to find the electric field. So what is the Gauss law? Gauss law is nothing but flux is equal to closed integral of E bar dot A bar, E bar dot A bar is equal to charge enclosed by epsilon naught, charge enclosed by epsilon naught. Here we need to integrate field for three surfaces, because this surface and this curved surface. Okay na? This curved surface I will take like this. Now, so here the first surface integral of E bar dot I am take for the first surface A1 plus integration of E bar dot A2 bar plus integration of E bar dot A3 bar, because I am taking a small element dA is equal to charge enclosed by epsilon naught. See here, for the first plane area vector is like this, and due to this positive charge, you know that from the positive charge field lines always starts like this. So field is E bar in this way. So what is the angle? Here the theta is 90 degrees. Theta is 90 degrees between this area vector and field. So is there any flux going through the surface? No, because the field is going like this, not like this. So there is no flux. And here also theta is 90 degrees. Here also see, area vector like this, field is like this. So angle between them is 90. So there is no lines going through like this. Lines are going in the plane. So flux is 0. So we can take this 2 flux is 0. We left with only this one. So that is what we can say integral electric field into dA. For the third we are taking dA here, area vector. So this is for third, okay na, is equal to charge enclosed. Sir, what is the charge enclosed in this solid, that cylinder? The entire rod is there, means charge entirely is there, so that charge is Q by epsilon naught. Now here electric field is in the same direction as of area vector. Now what is the angle? So you can say that electric field into area is dA, and cos theta is 0 degrees, which is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Now cos 0 is 1, so that integration of E into dA is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Now, so as I told you, E is a constant, because at this point E is constant, so you can take it out. So E you are taking out. So you are taking out E. Okay. So automatically you will get E into integration of element is equal to charge by epsilon naught. E I have taken out, integration of element. Integration of area dA is area only. Now what is the area of the curved surface? Area of the curved surface. See, like these circles, how many circles are there? L length. So this circle, this circle, this circle. So area of the entire curved surface, is nothing but E into area is nothing but 2 pi r into L, because length of this circle is 2 pi r. How many circles are there? L times. That is why area will be 2 pi r times L is equal to charge by epsilon naught, sending 2 pi r that side. Now what is EV will get? Q by 2 pi r L epsilon naught. Now you know that Q by L, charge upon length, is lambda, so that we will write here, we will write this one as E is equal to Q by L is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. This is the formula for electric field intensity due to a linear charge density or a rod of length L and charges Q taken. For this we have used their integration method. We got the same formula where lambda is constant, everything is constant except distance. So electric field is inversely proportional to distance. As we go far, the electric field will be decreases, and the graph may like this. This is electric field and this is distance. It is like a P inversely proportional to V, PV in thermodynamics. So it is the isotherm graph like this. So here E is inversely proportional to R. So as R is increasing, E is decreases, right. So this is by applying Gauss law, we find electric field due to a linear charge density. Here the thing is that we have taken a rod and we formed a Gaussian surface. We form a Gaussian surface which is closed, and due to the symmetry for the rod, which Gaussian surface I have taken? I have taken a cylinder of 3 surfaces. One is a top, one is bottom, another is curved surface. And due to for the top and bottom, flux is 0. For the top and bottom, flux is 0 because area vectors and electric field is 90 degrees. Only flux is passing through curved surface. So that is why only because this is 0, this is 0, and only due to curved surface E dot dA is Q by epsilon naught. This dA is nothing but 2 pi RL. Okay. Now this is the way to find out the electric field for a rod. Now there is one more. This is due to linear charge density, a rod. Now we will take a cylinder. We will take a cylinder. So electric field due to a conducting cylinder. A conducting cylinder. As you know that conductor is nothing but when you put some charge onto the conductor, it stores on the outer surface only. Now I am taking a cylinder like this, and this is an axis, and the length of the cylinder I have taken as L, and I have given some charge Q so that it stores on the outer surface. It stores on outer surface. Now I would like to find electric field due to this conducting cylinder at some different points. Okay. Now for example, electric field inside. Electric field inside I want. For example, at this point P, I want field. Again, see, the charges are out of the cylinder, there is no charge inside, means when there is no charge, how the field can be produced? So field will be 0. That I will explain with Gauss law. See, again I will consider at this point P, I will consider a Gaussian surface like this. Okay now, so integral of E bar dot dA bar is equal to charge enclosed by epsilon naught. So that in this Gaussian surface, there is no charge enclosed because charge is here, not here. So the charge enclosed is 0. Hence you can take E out. So E into this dA is equal to 0. We can say that electric field is 0 inside. Electric field is 0. So no electric field is inside. Now I would like to find electric field outside. I would like to find electric field outside. Then outside, then what is the field? Now I am taking a point P here, somewhere here. Okay. Now the cylinder radius is capital R and the point P distance from the axis is smaller. What is the distance of the point P where we need to find the field? Smaller. Now here what I will take? Again do the same method. Again doing the same method. Firstly consider Gaussian surface which must be closed and which must enclose the charge. So due to the symmetry, I am taking a Gaussian surface like this. I am just taking Gaussian surface again cylinder, but this length I am taking somewhat some x, no problem. The total cylinder length is L, but now I am taking some x. You can take the entire Gaussian surface also, no problem, right. Now use the Gauss law. What is Gauss law? So flux is equal to integral of E bar dot dA bar is equal to charge enclosed by epsilon naught. Here again we have, for the Gaussian surface we have 3 surfaces, and you know that from these 2 surfaces vectors, area vectors are like this. Field is horizontal, so flux is 0. So integral of, for the first surface, integral of for the second surface, field is 0 because angle is 90 degrees. So as theta 90 degrees, we are not taking this 2. So first surface, second surface flux is 0. Now what about third? So integral of, due to the curved surface, E bar dot, again taking ds which is equal to charge enclosed by epsilon naught. For this third I am taking E out and integration of this ds area is equal to Q enclosed. How much charge is enclosed? See, the total charge of the cylinder I have given Q. Now in this cylinder how much charge? You can find out with the help of length. Okay na? So the total rod length is L. So you can say that for unit length Q by L is there, but for this length how much? So you can say Q by L is for unit length, for this length X. This is the enclosed charge by epsilon naught. Now capital E into, now what is the ds? ds means surface area. So integration of this area. Now what is the Gauss surface area? As it is a cylinder, you can say number of circles are there. So each circle length is 2 pi r and the distance is x. So that E into 2 pi r into x. 2 pi r into x is equal to capital Q by L into x by epsilon naught. So cancelling x and x, sending 2 pi r, so you will get the same thing. So capital Q by 2 pi r L epsilon naught. But here this is a conducting cylinder. It looks like a rod only. So conducting cylinder means charge is present on the surface, and when you see from outside this looks like a rod. That is why the formula we got the same, because you know this one is again lambda. So you got the same formula, lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. Okay na? So this is for a conducting cylinder. Now if you have taken non-conducting cylinder, then what is the electric field? So again I will take the non-conducting cylinder. So I will take a non-conducting cylinder. So electric field due to non-conducting. Sir, what do you mean by non-conductor? For a non-conductor, if you give the charge, it presents inside also, it stores, distributes inside also. For a conductor, when you give the charge, it presents on the outside. For non-conductor, inside. So that is why I have taken a cylinder, and now I will give a charge Q, so that it distributes inside also. It distributes inside of radius capital R. Now I would like to find the field at inside points and outside points. Now I would like to find the field at this point P. At this point I will find. So again use the same thing. Here the total length of the cylinder is capital L. Okay now I will take a Gaussian surface through this P like this. This is also a cylinder of radius small r. Now use the Gauss law. You know that due to these faces field is 0 because flux is 0, because angle is 90. So I am directly taking curved thing. So I am directly taking this curved. Now closed integral of E bar dot dA bar according to Gauss law, charge enclosed by epsilon naught. Now so electric field I am taking out because it might be constant, and integration of area vector, which is equal to charge enclosed. Sir, how much charge is present in this particular Gaussian surface? How to find out? See, I have given Q for entire cylinder. So it will, you may say that for entire cylinder means in the volume the charge is accumulated. Means Q is given for a cylinder of a volume of, what is the cylinder volume? Pi r square L. So Q charge is given to this much volume. Now how much charge is inside the Gaussian volume? Sir, what is the Gaussian surface volume? For this cylinder, what is the Gaussian volume? So pi r square into x. Why? Because this radius is r, so that pi r square, what is the length? What is the height of this cylinder? X. So pi r square x. Now I can find this small q enclosed is nothing but capital Q into pi r square x by pi capital R square L. So pi cancels. So you can say that Q into Q by L R square into capital R square into x. This is the charge enclosed. Now you can keep it here. So charge enclosed is Q by L small r square by capital R square into x by epsilon naught. Now integration of dA is nothing but area of this Gaussian surface, electric field into, what is the area? You know that Gaussian surface has some circle length of 2 pi r and x is the breadth, you can say. So 2 pi r x is equal to Q by capital L small r square capital R square into x by epsilon naught. You know that x cancels. Okay na, sending r one time cancels. So 2 pi this side, then electric field you may get as electric field is equal to capital Q by 2 pi capital R square L into small r. So anyhow 2 pi R square L epsilon naught constant. Now electric field inside depends directly proportional to r. As the distance more means from this axis we increase the point where we are finding the field, the distance, more charge comes, so that electric field increases. So this is the way to find out electric field inside for a non-conducting cylinder. Now what is for outside? What we did for conductor, the outside also same, because for a conductor if a charge q is given, or for a non-conductor charge q is given, when you talking with respect to outside points, the q enclosed is same, so for outside points the formulas will be same for both of them, only the difference is inside. Okay, we will see one problem based on the rods. See, a long cylindrical wire carries a charge of density, 2 into 10 power minus 8 coulomb per meter. What is the charge density? Coulomb per meter means charge by length, charge upon length. Okay na? Right. Now an electron revolves in circular path about this cylinder. Now they are asking find its kinetic energy. Now what we will take a cylinder, and for this charge is there and they have given lambda value. Now around this cylinder an electron is revolving. Take an electron. Now this is revolving in a circular path. And you know that to move in a circular path centripetal force is required, which is always towards the center. Now here due to this plus electron is minus, so attraction is there. So this attraction will be there. So this is electric force. So this electric force is acting as the centripetal force. Now what is electric force formula? Force is equal to EQ. You know that EQ, and centripetal force formula mv square by the radius, mv square by r. Now what is E? Electric field due to cylinder. You know already electric field due to cylinder is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r into charge is E, because E into charge is E is equal to mv square by r. Now can I cancel r and r? Now what is mv square I got? mv square I got as lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught E. But in the question what they are asking you? Kinetic energy. You know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Now you know already mv square value. So substitute here, half mv square value lambda E by 2 pi epsilon naught. Here all the things are constant. So kinetic energy is constant. It is independent of r, the distance. The electron may move here at this radius, electron may move somewhat more radius, no farak. So kinetic energy will be same, because kinetic energy is independent of the distance or radius. So around this wire, conducting wire, electron may move like this, or one electron may move like this, but both of them have the same kinetic energy, because kinetic energy is independent of the distance. So the second application of Gauss law, electric field E due to infinite non-conducting sheet, infinite non-conducting sheet. So you are taking a sheet, so it might be very thin. So taking a sheet and it is a non-conductor. Sir, non-conductor means when you give the charge, it will store inside the material. If it is a conductor, on the surface only charge presents. If it is a non-conductor, inside. Now to understand, I am just taking infinite. It is an infinite, but I am taking very smaller one. Okay. Now, so I am taking a charge sheet like this. So to understand, I am taking such a big, but this thickness is very, very small. It is a thin, infinite non-conducting sheet. So you can say that when you give the charge, automatically when you give the charge presents inside the material, not on the surface. Okay. Now, so due to this sheet, I would like to find field at the point P. I would like to find point P at the point P field. So first thing, I will use Gauss law, and we need to form a Gaussian surface. So how I will use the Gaussian surface? You see, okay. So point P here I am taking. So I am taking a Gaussian surface like this. And this infinite sheet, charge density is sigma. What is sigma? Sigma means charge per unit area. For the sheet, charge is given as Q. What is the area of the sheet? U, A. So that is sigma is Q by A. Now I am taking a Gaussian surface. I am just closing it. See, this side I have closed. This side closed, and anyhow this is a curved surface. Anyhow this is closed. I am taking a small unit here. This is area vector of that one, and you know this, for this area vector is A bar like this. For this area vector is A bar. Okay na? Now I will apply Gauss law. What is Gauss law? So closed integral of E bar dot ds. So I am taking this as simply dA. Okay. So closed integral of dA bar is equal to net charge enclosed by epsilon naught. Here how many surfaces we have? 3. 1, 2 and curved surface. You know that due to this charge, field always horizontal. Because field lines will come like this. Now this is first, this is second, this is third curved surface. You know that due to the first surface, E bar dot dA bar plus the second surface, E bar dot dA bar, third E bar dot dA bar is equal to charge enclosed. Sir, in this how much charge is present? You know that sigma is given for unit, charge per unit area, but we have some area. So I am just taking, I have taken this cylinder is very small, we can take bigger one also. So in an assumption I am taking as charge is nothing but from here Q is equal to sigma equal to Q by A. So Q is equal to sigma A by, okay na, so by epsilon naught, as we know that here the angle, third one angle is 90, so theta is 90 degrees, so there is no flux and field, so that here 0 I am taking, and here E into dA. See, here electric field is this direction, here also electric field is this direction, so area vector and field are in the same direction, so angle is 0. So simply we can say that for these two, cos 0 degrees we can take as a 1. So that is why what is the E dA cos 0. So cos 0 is 1. Simply we can take E into A. So because dA is I am taking as A, and for here also E into A is equal to charge enclosed is sigma A by epsilon naught. EA becomes 2EA sigma A by epsilon naught. You know that A cancels. Now what is E for non-conducting sheet? Non-conducting sheet is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This is the field due to a sheet at some point. So this is non-conducting sheet. So you just by heart the formula, very important, sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Sir, then if you use a conducting sheet, E due to a conducting sheet, then what is the formula? Now I am taking a conducting sheet, same sheet, but okay na. So for a conductor we know that when charge is given, it presents on the surface. So can I take now this surface will have some charge and the behind also has some charge. So the charge density is sigma, which is charge per unit area. What is the charge density of the sheet? Sigma is equal to Q by A. Now due to this I want to find the field over here at this point P, which is at a distance, some distance I have taken. Again I will take the Gaussian surface. So the same symmetry, according to symmetry we can take the cylinder. Now I will take so this side of the cylinder I can close it with I can close this one, but the left side how to take? So I will take inside this material, the cylinder I am closing like this. It means the charge has enclosed, right? That is how I have taken Gaussian surface. So this is one more surface, right? And you know that in material there is no charge, hence electric field is 0 inside for a conductor, even though it has an area vector, and this also has an area vector A bar like this, and field due to this surface is E, right? And you know that there is no flux linked with this area. Curved surface flux is 0. So integration of, according to Gauss law, E bar dot dA bar is equal to charge enclosed by epsilon naught. You know that this is called as a first surface, this is second, curved is third. Now due to first surface E and dA plus due to second surface E bar dot dA, due to third surface flux E dot dA is equal to charge enclosed. You know that sigma is equal to Q upon A. Now Q formula sigma A. So sigma A by epsilon naught. And you know that for the third angle between the electric field, because sheet is like this, so field will be horizontal 90 degrees. So theta is 90 degrees, hence there is no flux linked. And here E bar dot dA, here in this first one electric field is 0, means this flux also 0, only we left with this one, right? So that is why integration of for second one E bar dot dA is equal to sigma A by epsilon naught, and E you can take it out, and sigma of dA means A only, so that sigma A by epsilon naught, A cancels. So what is electric field due to conducting sheet? Conducting sheet is equal to just sigma by epsilon naught. See here the difference between the non-conducting and conducting. For a non-conducting we got sigma by 2 epsilon naught, half, but for conducting sigma by epsilon naught. Sir, how? See, generally we may say that due to one side electric field due to one side sigma by 2 epsilon naught, due to one surface sigma by 2 epsilon naught, but here two surfaces are there, means one is sigma by 2 epsilon naught, another one also gives sigma by 2 epsilon naught, both of them add together will get sigma by epsilon naught. That is the main difference. So you just by heart the formulas and I will tell you how it will be useful in solving the problems. So for a non-conductor sigma by 2 epsilon naught, for a conductor sigma by epsilon. So that is why E due to non-conductor, which is half of the E due to conducting sheet. Okay na? So next class we will discuss the problems based on the conducting sheets.